hope not.
No. Hello. Welcome, everyone. No, as it turns out, there's no audio on that scene except for the intro. But that would be
The
really
whole
funny.
intro.
Too
That
bad
would have
for
been
you.
funny.
Would have been so funny. Hello, everyone. Welcome to OwlQuest. Welcome in everyone who's coming over from GermDub's channel and who doesn't know what in the world is going on right now. We're about to play Dungeons and Dragons with GermDub and co. So real quick, we'll go around the table and introduce everybody that we've got. Starting with the 5 players, we have playing as the sneaky thief Glane, GameCube.
In a rare turn of events, I got nothing.
Playing as the wild card sorcerer Dagwin, it's GermDub.
Hey, that's me.
That's him. As the the fierce barbarian Barb? No, you're not Barb anymore. It's Carla. We have Hovercat.
Hello.
Playing as the feline druid Savannah, we have Day.
Hello.
And I will be your half-elven bard, Dorian. And, of course, running the whole thing, taking care of all of the wacky things behind the scenes, it's our dungeon master. Everybody, give it up for Al.
I'm titular.
Hey! Well,
That's right, it's OwlQuest.
It's OwlQuest. It's been a bit. GQ is throwing money at the screen.
Yeah, we took a week off. How are we
Al
feeling
shows
after
up.
the week off?
Yeah, 1 week off.
We all remember exactly what happened last time.
Everyone
course.
does.
Let's do a little recap of
Maybe
what
a
did
big
happen
recap.
last time.
Yeah,
Especially since maybe some people haven't joined us
it's been a bit.
last time. After some early friction amongst the party, the group set off on a team-building ski retreat sponsored by the company that hired them, the Enterprise Lumber Company. I hope that's right. Who's hired them to come here and investigate some attacks and disappearances, which the party has learned is due to a escaped Cyclops named Prometheus, who is conscripted several tribes of goblins to work for him and do his bidding. So the party, after their team building adventure, is now getting down to business and trying to formulate a plan to take down this Cyclops, who they know is a dangerous foe. I think right now the working plan is to buy some really strong magic items to entice him with and lure him into like a trap or something.
We're gonna try and outwit
Right.
him.
Which, I'm all about. But the immediate objective was traveling to the abandoned ruins of Purina to retrieve the Flute of Nature's Call, which they can use to contact a local druid who's going to... I don't know exactly what precise assistance the group is seeking from the druid, but looking for help from this druid who may, know the area or know maybe some ambush spots for their plan or something. We haven't got there yet.
So, I didn't want to interrupt, but I must have missed the part of the plan where we were going to buy powerful magic items.
Yeah, the merchant in town sells some pretty good magical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Some really good, some good stuff that I think the party wanted to entice the Cyclops with or something because they're so
Yeah.
good.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
With the on a string, they're gonna reel it in, or something.
Yeah. And
More
we
or
kind
less.
of cliffhangered ourselves last time.
We did. The party, having approached the ruins, found that this small sort of town that has been taken over by the elements, some aurochs have moved in. Aurochs are like a I mean, they were a real creature, but they're like an extinct cattle, sort of like very, very, very old, covered in fur, horns, dangerous and territorial. The party tried to sneak through the town, but on some stealth checks, a couple of people failed their stealth checks.
Not naming names.
And it seems that the Aurochs are alerted to their presence here. So, does anybody have anything else to add from last session before we go to the actual map of the ruins and pick up where we left off?
That's a no.
Well, let's go over to the new map and we'll set the scene. Let me pause the game
ruins.
actually, just to make sure that nobody is moving around.
Oh, I'm gonna be moving all over the place.
So this is the first time we're actually getting a look at the ruins of Prina. In my mind, they're probably not actually quite this ruined. Of course, when you're playing D&D, we gotta use our imaginations a little bit. This map is sort of an approximation. Like, maybe the walls aren't quite as crumbling. This place was settled until probably pretty recently. It's more abandoned than, like, completely crumbling, but, you know, the lines are blurred a little bit there. But we do know that the party had their eye on this ballista that's sort of like a wheeled, you know, plank with a ballista on it, like a big wooden structure, had rolled into and broken through this wall here that some of the party was planning on maybe manning. We have this automaton that was here. It looks like the spade armor, which the party turned on and told it to dig as sort of a distraction. And that's the orders that it's going to be following at this time. Everybody else, I think the first step here is to roll initiative. And if everybody has like questions about the scene, if I haven't done a good job of setting the scene, let me know and I'll describe it better. There's an Auroch down the street here, down this cross street. This is the one that has primarily noticed you. Further down on the next cross street, we have another Auroch. And you know that the building you're looking for is this one here at the top right, which belonged to the head engineer. Something silly. This person's name, Thistle something. What was this person's name?
If you can't remember,
Someone
then
in
your character
NPCs.
can't remember.
Yeah, if you guys don't remember, Tinker Tilly. Tinker Tilly was the head engineer here. You know that their building is here at the top right, where the flute is.
Well, that should be easy enough to get to.
I'll unpause the game, but I guess you guys can position yourselves anywhere within, because I kind of just placed you here. You were crossing the street, so... Whoops, hold on. I have the wrong tool selected. I'll let you reposition yourselves before the fight, because I don't know who would have been going first and who would have been going last. Anywhere within this area here, you can start. Anywhere you would like to.
All right, all right.
I
So if you have,
remember
you know-
some of us made it onto high grounds and some of us didn't. There was a check we did. It was like the last
think that was the
check of the
stealth.
session.
Oh, you guys did a stealth check. Yeah, we have those, actually. The people who failed their stealth check were Carla and Dagwin. So I don't know if you think that they would be in a particular position because of that. So maybe, you know, they've had more of a predilection to go after one of those two, but I think that the whole party is sort of alerted here.
All right. Well, we should be able to handle this. No problem.
Just want to make sure I'm in fireball range of at least 2 other party members.
That's a little bit outside the range,
no.
Day.
Mm.
All right. So do you want us to go ahead and roll initiative?
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative. Everybody should
Alright.
be on the combat tracker. I've already pre-rolled the initiatives just moments before the game started.
Okay, so
The
double click
Aurochs.
character and then initiative.
So you see a sort of a wall, this building here, and this ballista is poking through it. It seems to be wedged in there to the point where, unless you maybe made a check to reposition it, it's only going to be able to shoot out in, you know, out here. It's obviously not going to be able to shoot behind it.
Right.
Dorian rolling pretty well.
How ruined are these runes, by the way? Is it like full walls, or is it
There's a lot of full walls, but some of it's crumbling.
Okay.
I do have walls. I have the whole scene showing, but there are some walls in place. Like if Glane were to try to move left right now, he would find that there's actually a wall blocking him. So some of these walls, you know, I do physically have walls on the map representing them, but there's gaps in the walls.
Okay.
Like here, for instance, there's a gap.
Is that
Here
an
is a
apple?
gap. Yes, there's an apple on a tree over there.
That's a real apple.
Yeah, noticeably, like, not a lot for these aurochs to eat over here. But there does seem to be this one lone shiny red apple hanging off this almost dying tree. We're gonna begin combat. I guess one thing I'll say. Everybody make a perception check as the fight starts.
All right.
There was an update. Unfortunately, I think that the actions tab is kind of messed up.
I saw that.
The actions tab is an add-on. There isn't an actions tab normally, so
Gotcha.
because something updated, it still works. It just looks very weird.
It's okay,
But you
I'll
can
just-
still find all your spells in your spell book. You can still find all your weapons in your inventory.
We're a perceptive bunch.
I guess okay. Okay, one more.
Oh.
Savannah, you're looking around the area. I think Dorian and maybe Dagwin also probably notice this too. The first thing you notice is there's no ammunition in this ballista, but you do see some against the wall in this building over here. You see 3 bolts of ammunition over here, and actually you remember seeing some earlier when you came in this building. They're over here, and you can also see some ammunition out here by the road. Next to this Auroch. It's going to take an action to load the ballista and an action to fire it. So one person will not be able to fire this in one turn. 2 people at least will need to work together, potentially firing multiple times in a turn if many people are working together. So one person needs to load ammo into it, and one person needs to make the attack with it. You also know that these ballista do 3d10 on a nat 20.
Ooh.
I'll just tell you right now, they have a +6 to hit, and they do 3d10 damage.
That's not bad.
Since you rolled a nat 20, I'll just tell you all
That's-
the numbers about it too.
They could do some damage.
But with that being said, Dorian, what does Dorian do?
Oh boy. All right. Well, let's see here.
Oh, I guess also you see on some of these buildings there's like pulleys and ropes. I guess I should mention
Yeah.
that. I don't know if there's any ideas with those, but they're here. You see like attached to this building is like a metal pulley with a bunch, like a spool of rope coming out of it, and like a grappling hook thing that can hook onto something at the end. And you see the same thing over on this building too. Potentially some like ropes that could be pulled out or something. I don't know if you guys have ideas. And there's an apple.
Fly around its legs to trip the Auroch. Star Wars style.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
I'm sure it'll love
Clothesline.
that. Yeah, it'll hold still for that.
Okay, sorry, real quick. There was a pulley here, and where was the other pulley?
Oh, there's one right here.
Okay, so there's a pulley here.
I'm not sure what this line is supposed to be representing.
Well, you were trying to tell me where the ammunition was, and then somebody moved the map, and it made a squiggle.
Right here.
Yeah.
Next to the Auroch right here is the other ammunition.
Okay. I don't know how to erase this line.
I can do that for you.
Okay.
Alright, what does Dorian do?
All right, Dorian's got a few different options for combat stuff. So to be clear, this Auroch down here in the corner has noticed us and is
You see he's like stamping, and he has his head down, and he looks like he's getting ready
Okay.
to charge.
okay.
You think like that. You definitely don't. The horns of this thing look scary. You think that if it gets some speed going, it's going to be even worse.
Oh, good. Well, cool. Well, then we need to put something between us and it. Something with a lot of HP. I've got a great idea. I'm gonna start doing some buffing. Specifically, I'm gonna cast heroism
Ooh.
on Carla. Let's see, action tab. Yes, consume. Okay, so that's a spell slot there. Okay, so
Immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns.
and I don't think that's going to come up much. But the other bonus to that is the temporary HP.
Yeah, the temp HP, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
how
a
much
big-
is that for you?
my
Your
spellcasting
spellcasting
bonus
modifier?
is I think 3. Yes.
Okay, so
3.
at the start of Carla's turn, she'll get 3 temporary hit points. Temp hit points,
Mhm.
for people who don't know, are hit points that are like on top of your hit points, kind of like a shield or a buffer. They don't stack with other sources of temp HP, but if Carla were to take that 3 damage, and then on her next turn she'll get 3 more. So his heroism can be very good.
Yeah, so it can't actually heal her, but
Right.
it'll give her that buffer every turn, so that it's almost like she's taking 3 less damage every turn.
What does it look like as Dorian gives his buff to Carla?
It's a
What
hearty,
does his magic look
it's a hearty pat on the back as I scurry off to go grab some ammo for this ballista, which seems, as soon as I assume Savannah called it out once she noticed what was going on.
Of course.
So let's see. I was originally here.
Yeah.
So
I think Savannah is the one who knows where all the things are, but I think Dorian rolled high enough that he at least knows how this ballista works, and he needs to get the ammo.
now to get into this building, can I
You can
freely
go through
pass
here.
through? Okay.
Yeah, this thing is raised up a little bit on a wooden thing, so you can kind of just duck under it and get in there.
Okay. You may need to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if I've done the diagonals correctly, I should be able to get as far as here.
Where did you start?
So,
You started
start
So you
here.
went 10.
Yeah.
And then 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
All right. And that also puts me in a nice safe place for now. And that will end my turn.
Okay. Those action movements, no bonus action.
No bonus action.
Okay. Glenn, you're up.
Hi.
It's him.
Do I have enough movement, either inherently or with my bonus dash?
Mm-hmm.
And is the layout of the land such that I may, scramble up on top of high ground?
Always.
Well, you started what, here, right?
I can't go around that. I was here.
Yeah.
Is there a ramp of rubble and ruins?
I think you could. Well, here's the thing: you could make it to you could make it to this spot in the house from where you are this turn. But I think that's if you want to get on high ground, you're going to need to climb up the wall from the outside, because going inside, you're not going to be able to get up to high ground. There's a roof on this building.
Oh, this almost
kinda
looks like
just-
there's a staircase of rocks that I could get up. I don't know what that's supposed to
Yeah,
represent.
yeah. It does look more, like I said, some things are a little more ruined. But
But,
just to
as
clarify,
long as I'm in range to
it's
try
a
to climb
solid
up here.
wall with part of a roof on it, and it's open on this side, mostly. On this big open part.
But there is an avenue
but
to get up here, just not that way.
Yes, you can climb. You can climb up on top of this house.
Okay, I want to try to get some high ground.
Let's call it an acrobatics check.
Make a scurry roll.
Okay. Just regular roll.
DC 10 acrobatics check to climb to the roof of this house. Yeah, you clamber up the roof, and we'll just say that you're. I'm just gonna move
I'm
this
happy.
wall.
Yeah,
I'm gonna open up this wall for you.
I'm happy
There's
with
no
where he
wall right
is. So yeah.
So you climb up, you climb up 15 feet on top of the house, and then, you get into a position up here. You have 5 or 10 feet of movement left if you want to move further up on top of the house.
Am I in adequate bow and arrow range of that?
Yeah, for
enemy
sure.
up
Yeah,
there?
your short bow should be easily able to reach 80 feet. Is the
Well,
range, or 100
I
or
don't want to use
300
my short
feet.
bow. I want to use Oa's hunting bow.
That's right. Glane has the bow of the hunter OA.
Looks like a beast.
These are indeed beast creatures. Funny how that works.
Excellent.
Funny how you get a bow that does bonus damage to beasts and then you fight a beast.
Yeah, so do I have to do anything special before I roll to...
Nope, this is just like a normal
Factor that in.
attack. You could, if you wanted to make if you want to gain advantage and sneak attack on this, hide first. If you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Or you can just fire normal.
Because then I can use sneak attack, which gives me another 1d6, right?
Yeah, you'll have to secure advantage somehow to get sneak attack. You could do that
Okay.
by hiding with your bonus action.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, go ahead and
I'll
roll a
lay
stealth
down.
check. This thing has a passive perception of 11, so you're just trying to beat an 11.
Stealth check.
Yeah, you're hidden. You can make an attack with OA's hunting bow with advantage.
Cool. Get on my tummy. Get on the hot top of this house.
You shooting
And
this
I
one over
will-
here?
On his dum
Or
dum.
which one are you shooting specifically?
The one
Because you probably
north,
can see any of them.
northwest of me.
Got it. That's Aurochs 2.
So let me go ahead and pull out that attack screen. Always hunting bow. Just attack roll?
Yep, and with advantage. Because you're hidden.
Okay. Come on.
Ooh, unfortunately that does not hit. 2 3s, wow, that's pretty bad. That's unfortunate. That's the way it goes sometimes. You felt like you were pretty hidden. A snowflake flies into your eye at the last second.
Oh.
You just shoot wide. This thing has noticed you guys now, for sure.
At least I'm on high ground.
The spade armor, it kind of had a general vague orders to be a distraction for you guys, so it is going to walk. It has 25 feet of movement. It's gonna walk 25 feet. And it's gonna just start digging here in the dirt, but it is sort of blocking this guy.
That's good. We have a shield now.
Yeah, he's just digging. He's just like shoveling snow into a different spot with
It's
even
about
more
to
snow.
get absolutely destroyed.
That's Dagwin's turn.
All right. Dagwin is focusing on that Auroch in the southeast over there. He's going to go ahead and reach into his coat near his dagger collection and pull out and throw not a dagger, but an ice knife,
Ah.
which is an attack that I'm also going to use my Tides of Chaos to give me advantage on.
You get advantage, great. So your Tides of Chaos wasn't already down, so you're not gonna. It's not gonna trigger a surge. But I do want, as you cast, go ahead and let's resolve the ice knife.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to roll the D100 for the wild magic surge.
Oh
To see if we
boy.
get one. Or not the D100. Sorry, so just a D20, and if it lands on a 1, it's a surge, I believe.
What? Okay. Attack. With
Yeah, this spell has multiple components here, so. 22 with advantage, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage, and it's going to roll a dex save for that extra damage there. It rolled a 3. So that's 8 piercing and 6 cold for a total of 14 damage on this. You see it sort of screams in pain as this icy dagger hits him. So go ahead and roll d20 to see if you use the spell. This isn't a wild magic surge. This is just to see if Dagwin can control his wild magic to not trigger a surge.
There's another ability that I have that lets me treat any 1 on a damage die as a 2 when it's something that deals cold damage. Does the ice knife actually deal cold damage?
Well, it's funny because part of it does, and the part that you rolled the 1 on actually does deal cold damage. So yeah, you have this elemental adept feat that makes him especially good using cold spells. For any spell you cast, it deals cold damage. Treat anyone as a 2. Okay, so that's 1 more point on him.
Okay.
But it's just a D20. The D100 is if a surge happens. But
Oh,
this
sorry.
Is just,
I thought.
Yeah, this one's just a D20.
Okay.
Okay, no wild magic surge. You feel so in control of your magic right now.
Well, that's a relief.
But I thought I
and
gave
you
you
have
the thing that you
movement.
wanted when you rolled a nat 20.
Not in this case. You have movement and you have bonus action if you want to do any movement or bonus action.
I'm
other
just
than
gonna
that-
scurry around behind the big, scary barbarian.
Okay. That's gonna be Carla's turn.
Ever since my good friend Dorian had me on the back, I'm feeling very brave and heroic. Not only that, I'm angry. And considering maybe rage.
Yeah, you go into a rage. You also get 3 temp HP, which I'm trying to figure out how to give you. Does temp HP go in this box? I think it does.
With some kind of temporary setup for the microphone to make it more audible.
Okay,
This
so
is audible.
going into a rage is a bonus action. In this game, well, you have an action, you have a bonus action, and you have a movement. So you go into a rage with a bonus action, which means you still have your movement and your action available.
Okay, I really want to hit this thing with my axe.
Great.
So
I want that for you.
Yeah. I don't know how far I can move.
You can move 30 feet, which I
Okay.
think you have exactly enough movement to get
Alright.
to that,
I'm
if
gonna
you
do it.
wish. Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Do it.
So when you're raging, here's something to consider. Here's what raging does for you, just when you activate it. You have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and when you hit with a melee weapon, you do 2 extra damage, just like pure damage, you don't even roll for it. Now, what you can do is it's called recklessly attack. You can choose to say, for this turn, I'm going to be reckless, and you can get advantage on your attacks. But if enemies attack you, they also have advantage until your next turn. So it's something you kind of declare. It doesn't cost you anything other than, there's no resource spent. You just have to declare before you attack if you want to be reckless or not. So you can just do a normal attack, or if you want to be reckless, you can roll twice and take the higher roll.
Oh yeah, I'm reckless.
Okay, great. Roll with advantage.
Okay. Hey, dogs. Hey, homie. I have no idea how to do this.
Double click on your character,
Okay. And then what?
and then the tab for
Inventory,
inventory.
and then
yeah.
Great Axe.
This is the third tab
Where are tabs?
on the right side of the panel that pops up. There's these little tabs sticking out.
It's all good.
After
The
you
UI,
double-click your
it changes
character.
all the time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's complicated. There's a
Those
lot on
tabs.
these sheets.
Okay, so I hit my
Hit
great
great
axe.
Yep.
And then do something else.
And then I don't know. Does something pop up at that point?
In the chat, it pops up, and you're gonna click attack,
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
and you're rolling this with advantage.
Okay. Got it.
Oh. Oh.
And that's 20. That's why
Ooh.
barbarians like to recklessly attack. Okay, so that means you're going to your great axe. I think it'll let you just choose crit when you go to roll the damage, and it should do it for you. That means you roll double dice. That's 2d12, I
So in
think,
the chat, there
plus.
should be a damage button under Great Axe.
Yeah, right underneath where you hit attack,
Oh, I see. Okay.
there's
okay.
damage,
Okay, and then do what?
and make sure you select
Like
that you
crit.
that you crit.
Got it.
Oh, that's a lot of dice. That is a lot of dice.
Wow, that's great
Holy
damage.
cow. Now, does that +2 from the rage damage double as well?
It would not double, because it only doubles your dice that you roll. But I don't think something seems off about this here, because Why is it 3d12?
Oh,
Where's this other
is-
d12 coming from?
Is Great X? I remember in 3.5,
Give it-
some weapons tripled on crit.
It might be a barbarian or orc thing, right? You have something. You have savage attacks or something.
Let's see.
That's right. Because you're an orc, you have savage attacks, which gives you an extra d12, an extra damage dice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. 22 slashing, and then it didn't even add in that +2, so that's actually +2 more, because you're raging. This Orok only had 23 HP here, so because that extra +2 gets added in, you actually take this thing out.
Ooh. Okay.
Carla walks up, just one decisive swing of the
I
axe,
love people
takes this
fun.
thing
Wham.
down.
Classic
fun.
barbarian.
Heavy thud, you guys hear.
I'm running around in the building like, oh, we gotta get the siege engine ready.
Well, that's my guy's dead, so that's his turn is gone. So it's gonna be Savannah's turn.
I'm going to work. I'm going to spend my turn trying to kind of wrestle free the ballista and kind of digging it out a little bit, while I point out some where the ammo is to Dorian. We'll compare notes real quick. And I might try to use that pulley to have an advantage on trying to wrestle the ballista out of the wreckage.
Okay, you're gonna have to get to that pulley and get it over here. Which, yeah, I mean, all that's fine. The ballista, it's functioning. It doesn't need to move anywhere to be used, but if you want to aim it anywhere other than, like, this cone of vision, yeah, you're gonna have to get it out of there. But,
Well, and eventually I would like to take it with us because it might be useful for fighting a cyclops.
Dibs on
that'd
not
be-
carrying
that'd
the
be
ballista through the snow.
Okay, so, I mean, yeah, all that's kosher. You're gonna, if you go use your movement to grab this rope and get it back here.
I was actually thinking of this one.
Okay,
Inside the building.
same thing then. You're gonna have to get to
5,
that rope
10,
somehow.
15, 20, 25, 30. Puts me there.
Is it on the outside of the building though?
It is on the outside of the building, yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, I started here, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, well, if it's outside, that won't work. It would have to be this other one.
I mean, once you get out of this battle, you have all the time in the world to pull this thing out. Is this something that needs
Sure
to be done
enough.
right this second?
I don't know, probably not.
I'm totally happy to do this, but you're gonna have to at least use your whole turn to dash, just to get this rope back to the ballista, which is totally fine if that's what you want to do with your turn.
Alternatively, could you get on top of the building I'm in and use that as a vantage point for some ranged attacks or something? I don't know if that's something that Savannah's particularly good at.
I mean, I have a sling.
That worked great for me.
What do you mean? You're a Circle of the Stars druid. You haven't never used any of your class features. You're an incredible ranged attacker.
Sure.
At level 2, you're the strongest person here when it comes to ranged attacking because you're starry form.
Okay, sure. I will
You have
make...
spells. Also, you have Guiding Bolt, which is something you got for free as part of your class that you have multiple free casts of per day. You can just cast Guiding Bolt for free, like 2 times a day or something. You have lots of offensive options.
Okay, this one's dead. Carla killed it. And there
Yep,
are
this
the
one's
other
dead.
2 that don't know about us yet.
This one knows
That's
for
fine
sure. Glenn already fired at it. Yeah, I mean, it looks
Okay.
like he's gonna come in and start attacking you guys.
Hmm?
I think they all know by now. But this one's farther away.
There's 2 more.
One up here and
left,
one further up
straight
here.
north.
Okay. I started here, so let me put myself here.
Okay, what would you like to do? You just tell me what we'd like to do, and I'll tell you what to roll.
let's put me on top of the building.
Okay, to climb up there, you're gonna need a DC 10 acrobatics check. Same one that I asked Klain to make.
She should be able to climb pretty well. Oh no. Oh no.
You start to scramble up the side of the building. A rock slips out,
Rocks
crumbles, and you fall back down. That's so you're still gonna be where you started at, but that's gonna take half your movement is spent attempting that. So you have 15 feet of movement left.
5, 10, 15. I'm just going to kind of... I'm going to fall back to that position.
Mm-hmm.
And... what do I have for spells that would be useful right now?
Did you say that it's one action to load and one action to fire?
That's right. It is one action to load, one action to fire.
I have never understood readying actions, but could she ready an action to fire once I get it loaded?
Yes. Yeah, she can do that. Basically, what that does is you say, you set a trigger. You say, when this happens, I'm going to do this. You have to name a specific trigger. You can't just leave an open-ended thing and say, I want to use my action later. But you could, that could absolutely be the trigger. Whenever Dorian brings the ammo and puts it in, then you would use your reaction immediately to take that action.
She's almost certainly a
You could
better
do that.
shot than I am. So
Sure.
Well,
let's
it
do
gets a
that.
+6. It gets a +6 no matter who's firing it.
okay. Well, for flavor, then I'll say that she's a better shot. than
Yeah,
I am.
maybe, yeah.
And
I've
that
done
way,
some hunting in my day.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I mean, that sounds good. Yeah, you ready your action. Once anybody puts ammo in that thing, you will fire it at this guy.
Sounds good.
and that way she
and
doesn't have
just-
to worry about wasting a turn inside.
For the record, for those watching, I am rather sick, so I might be a little slower on the uptake tonight.
Under the weather.
I like to think
That's okay.
Savannah did that thing when she fell, that when cats get embarrassed and make a mistake, but they look around and they're like, no one saw that.
Okay, so you're ready your action to do that. Great. The Aurochs are finally going to get to go.
Oh, no. We let them have a turn.
Al's character gets a turn.
Yeah, I get to play. Let's see. It's hard to measure out the movement of large things. Let me just move him. That's his movement.
He's slowly coming this way. Take the shot! Take the shot!
That's this one's movement. What act? These guys don't have a lot of actions they can take. I suppose they can dash.
I'll put him in a spot.
Yeah.
Dagwin, we need you to hold the line.
Oh boy.
Quick! I need you to explode.
I'll do my best.
You see that this one, because it's coming from farther away, it is going to dash. It's going to take another movement. You see it, something big rushing by, charging by. It's not gonna go there. It's gonna stop here. The opening there, Savannah. And this one's also going to dash to close with Dagwin, but it can't. That's its action, so it can't actually. You know what? Okay, you know what? You know what makes more sense to me than this thing dashing 10 feet is it's going to attack the person who shot at it. So what it's going to do is it's going to make it's going to make an acrobatics check to try to climb up on this house.
That is a terrifying.
Yeah, it is
terrifying
terrifying. It doesn't have enough movement to get on top of the house. It's just going to make an attempt to get to where it can hit Glaine by making an acrobatics check by like clawing its way up the side of the house.
Leave me alone.
This new character sheet is weird. They updated things, so I'm having trouble finding my. That's fine. He only needs to hit a 10.
It's a medium bison or M bison.
It actually doesn't make it. So you see that this thing starts clawing its horns into the wall, like stone and stuff. It's like flying out of the wall, but it can't quite get to you, Glaine. It's like trying to climb up the wall at you.
Very good.
That's back at the top of the turn order with Dorian.
All right. My movement is going to be run over and grab some ammo. And hopefully I can make it back and load.
I think you can make it back to the square you're on, which I will say is, I think that is within 1 square. I think that's fine.
Okay.
I think you just need to be within 1 square of it to interact
All
with
right.
it. Especially because you're on this side of it.
Right.
I think that works.
Okay, I'm going to grab it, load it, and that'll be my
Okay,
turn.
so-
which-
Yep, that's your movement, that's your action. And then immediately Savannah, who was waiting there with like her hand on the trigger, can fire it. So you're going to roll a d20 plus 6. Just make a little custom roll here.
Yeah, hold on. I've got to get a cat off the keyboard.
Dorian grabs this like big old ballista bolt that he uses like both arms to carry
Yeah.
and loads it into the groove there.
Ooh.
It's just a d. Okay, it's just a d20 plus 6, so you don't have to roll the d6. But either way, that's more than enough to hit it. So it's actually better. It's actually better than what you rolled. It just gets a plus 6 to hit.
Okay.
So that's a 3d10 damage. $22, not bad on a 3d10.
Ooh.
That's well above average. This thing gets hit for 22 damage. And noticeably not as hard as Carla hit. The ballista, this whole ballista didn't quite get the effectiveness
It's
that
amazing.
Carla did with her axe.
She's going to take it with her as a ranged weapon, just slung over her shoulder.
Great. Yeah, great. So that's Savannah's action, Dorian's action, and Dorian's movement. Unless you have a bonus action, it's going to go to Clane.
I guess not. Okay. So, Glenn is a bit shaken in the last round, using another man's bow. It's a little bigger than the one he's used to using. But
It's got a
he's
feather
got a
on
little
it.
bit of time. Yeah.
It's tickled you.
I took the feather off. My target's a lot closer to me now.
It spits a
I feel
feather
it.
out.
Yeah. I feel a bit more confident in being able to take aim at this thing again. I'm standing now. I'm not lying down because it knows where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just going to roll another dice at this thing with the bow.
Yeah, you can attack roll.
Is up? Okay. Pull that out. Attack. That's better.
That hits. It's going to do damage plus 1d6.
Damage, and then do I have to do something to add the d6?
I think you might have to roll the d6 separately. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to
Okay, I'll just
know
roll
that
the
you're hitting.
regular
It's not going
thing.
to have any way of knowing that you're hitting a beast. Why is it adding a +1? Did you tell it to do +1?
I'm just hitting damage.
Yeah, I did that to Days as well.
You can just subtract it, I guess. I don't
Yeah, yeah. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Didn't do that for me. So what's the total there? 9? That thing, after taking a shot, multiple shots from the ballista and the bow, is looking very bad. Not down yet. Anything
guess
else
that's
for
me.
Blaine?
Well, I mean, I have. What can I do? I have this bonus action, disengage. What were the other ones? Dash.
Yeah, you can bonus action disengage to move away from this thing, without taking an opportunity attack. And just use your movement to like move elsewhere on the roof or something.
Is disengage a bonus action?
For rogues specifically, it is. Yeah.
Ah.
There we go. So yeah, I mean, if I can disengage, if this thing is trying to scramble up here, could I just run along the edge of the rooftop and kind of run inland
Yeah,
so
you
that
can
it
move.
can't get there? All right. I'll kind of perch over here so I can move back into range and fight again.
Yeah, anywhere within 30 feet. Yeah.
Yep. All right, I'm done.
The spade armor is going to go. It's going to attempt to dig this auroch. It misses. And that's it. That's all it's going to do. Dagwin, your turn.
I stretch out my hand and fire a beam of frost towards the auroch that's next to the spade armor. I'm sorry, a ray of frost.
Okay, great. Make that attack. That's a hit. Okay, well, 3 damage to the auroch. That one hadn't been hurt yet, so it does sort of look over its shoulder at you as it feels the sting behind it.
And
Any
I'm gonna
movement?
try and get as far away from this thing as I can.
Yeah,
I've got what, 30 feet of movement?
30 feet, yep.
I'll just go up to this corner up here.
Okay. Carla, that's gonna be your turn.
Well, I think I'm gonna hit this closest one to me with my great axe.
Yeah, this one right here?
Yeah.
For sure.
Carla
go ahead
deals
and roll
50
your attack.
damage. And it's gone.
Also.
Barbarians do get attack with advantage a lot, so they do get a lot of crits.
Alright, so. Attack, and then do what?
If you're attacking recklessly, it's with advantage.
Right.
If you're just attacking normally, it's normal.
Always.
I don't know any other way to
I never want to assume. That hits. 22 hits.
Okay.
Uh, 6 damage, plus the extra 2. I'll add on for 8. Math is hard. Okay. That takes that damage. This one is dead, which brings us to Savannah's turn. You're inside the house here. You see that this auroch is within view, and there's one outside to the left.
I think she's going to work on reloading the ballista. And although this one over here by Glane only has what, like 4 hit points left? Like
It looks pretty hurt. It looks pretty
Yeah.
hurt.
I believe I still have. No, that would have worn off by now. Never mind. I'm going to pull out my sling and hurl a rock at the one that's harassing Glane.
Okay. You can use your sling, yeah.
And I'm going to figure out how to do that in just a second. Okay.
That does hit. That's a hit. For 5 damage, not quite enough to kill this one. It's still up. You have bonus action and movement if you have anything.
Movement action. I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to move back here and get. And I guess I still have bonus. And then I think that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be standing where I just threw a rock at it from.
Yeah, for sure. Aurochs 3 is going to go. That's this actually one on the bottom here. It's going to attack Carla with advantage.
She's reckless.
Because she was reckless. It hits you for 9 damage. But because you're raging, you have that, and we always round in the player's favor to 4 damage. Because you take half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So this is bludgeoning damage with its horns.
Oh.
It's actually piercing damage. It attempts to gore you with its
And
its
she had
horns.
3 temp HP, right?
Yeah. So you actually only take 1 point of actual damage to your health through the temp HP. So that chews to the temp, and you go down to 22. Yeah, not bad, not bad. You can see Carla over here just like holding this thing back with like her bare hands on the horns. She's like a very small cut. Aurochs 2, seeing that Glane has retreated, it looks around for a target. Really, the only person in sight here who's a target is Dagwin.
Oh no.
It is going to, it's actually going to take a step back for a moment, and you see it sort of stamping its feet and lowering its head. And
That's a
then
good
it's going
sign.
to take a charge, a charge attack at Dagwin here. You see this thing charges by. It's going to attempt to gore you. It rolls a 14, which I think is a hit.
It is.
Goring.
I need you to make a... Oh, it might not matter. I was going to ask you to make a strength saving throw or avoid being knocked prone, but I think this is going to take you down either way.
Cool.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Okay, it's not that bad. This is thing where if you take over your total max HP in damage, over double your max HP in damage, you instantly die. You narrowly avoid that by taking 18 points of damage.
Cool.
You certainly go down, but you do not instantly die. If it had been 20, you would have been instantly dead.
What have
With
we
no
learned
death
about
saving throws,
positioning?
nothing. No death saving throws, nothing whatsoever. But you go down to 0, and you're unconscious. You would have also needed to make a strength save to avoid being knocked prone, but that happens anyway. Dorian, you're up.
Well, so much for my reloading the ballista. I guess someone might be in need of healing through the wall.
Guess you hear Dagwin scream out in pain.
I'm being
And
gored.
you hear the sounds of goring. Yeah, you
His
hear the
last
distinct
words.
sounds of goring happening. Please don't gore me.
No, not
Can't
the goring.
believe you for
Oh,
goring.
I've been gored.
For gored.
I for gore.
Okay, I need to be able to see him to cast the spell, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to jump out here.
Yeah, you can poke your head out.
I can, yeah. Okay, it's not 3.5. I can just dip back in.
Yeah.
All right.
You could use 5, 10. You could
Yeah.
get to. You could see him in 10. Yeah.
Let's get out here in 10 and cast Healing Word. You are not
Okay.
getting out of this fight that easy.
Timely healing word.
All right, so that's one of my. I've got one spell slot left after this. So yeah, let's roll it. Here we go. Yay, that's something.
6. You're back up with 6.
6.
Okay.
Magic
So I
number
gotta go
6.
down to
Okay.
2-0, and now I've got 6.
Yep. Yeah. So almost as fast as you went down, Dorian has you back up,
I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, okay. This is...
and you actually still have an action, Dorian, because that's healing word is only a bonus action.
It is. So that is a tricky situation to be in. All right. You know
This
what?
thing looks very, very weak.
Signature move?
I think
Day almost killed it. She was
Yeah.
close.
I think I need to go with vicious mockery. It's like
Right, that's just a wisdom save, I think, for him.
yeah, I don't have a lot of damaging spells. I'm mostly geared myself towards support. But this is nice
Well,
because
he rolled a 7.
oh, okay. Well then, great. DC was
So
13.
you look okay. I'll just tell you, he has 2 health. So this is a 1d4.
Oh gosh.
It's a 50-50 chance to shout this thing to death.
75% chance.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Feelings lethally.
I just stared at him and said, "Bye, son," and he's gone.
Falls over. That
Explode.
Lorox is dead. He explodes. Yeah, he just explodes.
He's hit with just tremendous
That's not a
universal
gore.
truth.
Now that's a gore.
All right. Well, all right. So I've still got movement left.
Yep, you have like 20 feet of movement.
Ooh.
And then Glaine's gonna go. So Glaine, start thinking about. I mean, I think I could probably guess what you're gonna do.
Staying inside. Just stay near people. Don't be the target. All right. Carla's got that last one kind of in check, I believe. So I'm going to. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
What can 20 feet of movement possibly?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna stand right here.
Okay.
Yeah, the sorcerer who's about to
I see.
explode.
See. All right. Well, it is Glaine's turn, so that might not even happen.
Agoraphobia.
What does Glaine do?
I should have left you.
So
on the
just
ground.
because I'm not good with all these numbers, I've got 2 options here. I've got the bow that I keep using, but I've also got my dual wielding rapier dagger combo.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of those, were a hit to be landed, yields the most promising outcome?
Well, I mean, it's tough to say. You get sneak attack either way because Carla's here. You have allies
But
within 5 feet.
Behind it, yeah.
You can only get sneak attack once per turn, but making 2 attacks if just getting a hit, it's kind of hedging your bets in terms of getting the sneak attack if you're making an attack and then another attack with the melee attacks. But
'Cause I
also
could just
the bow does an
disengage
extra
after
1d6. The bow does an extra 1d6 that the other weapons don't do. So, I mean, it could go either way depending on how the dice go. Purely the highest possible damage potential is probably. I don't know. It's probably really, really close, honestly, because the bow's a d6, the rapier's a d8, the dagger's a d4. Like when it all shakes out, in the end, it just comes down to 1 attack versus 2 attacks.
Yeah, I think just because I've been leaning on the bow, I think I'm gonna stow that and make a run at this thing with my rapier and dagger double attack.
Okay, to get to melee range, I'm gonna need, let's say, another DC 10 acrobatics to get off this roof without hurting yourself.
Jumping off the
because
roof.
Technically, the falling in D&D does use up your movement, technically. So you're really traveling, like 15 feet and then down 15 feet and then more. So it's gonna need a check.
If I fail this check, will I just take damage, or will I?
You're gonna take fall
stop?
damage potentially, basically, if you fail this check. Yeah.
Okay, but I'll still get to do the action. I'm not gonna stop moving and.
No,
Stun
you're still gonna
myself.
get to do it either way. Basically, the failure here, unless it's maybe a nat 1, is gonna
Okay.
mean you take fall damage.
So acrobatics, you said, right?
Yeah, DC 10
Just
acrobatics.
don't fail.
Oh,
What did I just say?
So Glaine jumps off
Loving those threes.
The roof here, you get to where you want to go, but you are going to take some fall damage.
Ah.
Let's see. Fall damage is 1. Okay, so that's 2d6 fall damage. Oh, you take 7 points of fall damage.
Jesus.
As you hit the ground hard
If
on
only
a
you had those
rock or
boots.
something. If only.
Or a cloak.
But you still have your
Anyway.
action and everything.
So then I pull out the rapier and I do an attack.
Yep. That's a hit, and you're gonna add sneak attack as well. So you're gonna roll your damage and you can roll sneak attack. Okay, damage from the rapier. The sneak attack is 1d6, I believe.
So one more d6.
Mm-hmm.
6.
I'll take that.
Nice. I don't know why it's adding +1.
Yep.
But for total 15 damage. Okay, great. It's still up. You can make an attack with your dagger as your offhand attack, or whatever you have in your offhand right now.
Dagger number 1.
That's a hit. So the dagger just does 1d4 damage, and it does not add your. It doesn't add anything to that.
I'll take a 4.
That's good damage rolls. Dang.
All right, that was the play.
Okay.
Though you did have to lose an
Have to
entire
break my leg for it. Yeah.
That thing looks pretty hurt. It's probably just gonna take one more good hit. To take
I
that
would like to
thing down.
disengage.
A good hit. Okay, you can disengage, but you don't have any movement left, so a disengage actually isn't super gonna help you.
Oh, can I
because you
hide?
need to move away
Can
from
I?
it. But what you,
can I get
don't
down in
think
the
you
snow?
can realistically hide when you're standing next to this thing.
Just
But what you
cover
can
your
do, I believe, your cutting action. Does it let you take the dodge action?
Ooh.
No, dash, disengage, or hide.
Oh.
If you roll a nat 20, I'll say you're hidden. You can attempt to hide. There's realistically, there's no possible way to hide from something that you are standing and actively
Yeah.
attacking.
How about if I do a nat 20, blood is pouring over its eyes and it doesn't see me?
Something like that, sure.
There we go.
Only on that
Show-
20. Make a stealth check.
Show me 20. Oh!
Well, you're not hidden.
So close.
You're not hidden.
That's
Okay,
so
so
close,
the spade, that's very close. Which isn't even gonna matter. It's not even gonna come back to your turn again. This fight's about to end. The spade armor is gonna make an attack.
Dig,
It misses again. It misses again.
dig, dig, dig.
Pretty useless in this fight. Dagwin.
Okay, so speaking of useless in this fight,
Uh,
that Auroch down there is pretty injured right now, right?
yeah, the last one standing, and it looks pretty hurt.
Well, I'm feeling pretty safe with everyone between me and it. I think I'm going to use another
Yeah.
Ray of Frost on it.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. That hits.
Don't miss.
6.
6?
You actually kill this thing.
Hooray!
Yeah, you take it out before Carla's getting ready to
No.
probably absolutely destroy it, and you just get in there and snipe that one.
Yes.
And that's the end of the combat.
Oh,
All the Aurochs are dead. Switch it to some more
Alright.
peaceful music.
yeah. The ambient battle music I've been playing this whole time abruptly ends.
You can tell the combat's over because the music changed. That's how you know. As you guys look around at this crumbling town here, these dead beasts, blood in the snow, the spade armor begins digging.
Ooh. It's digging. Great.
With how dangerous
good-sized
that
hole
encounter
going on right
was, I guess I'm realizing that this area might be a little more dangerous than I anticipated, and I'd like to actually use mage armor outside of combat.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a good one to cast at the start of the day, honestly, because it lasts like 8 hours or something.
Yeah, it's got an 8-hour duration.
Or maybe whenever you think that something is going to happen. Go ahead and roll D100 for me.
What?
Don't act like you didn't know. Dom's just like standing right next to you.
I'm in danger.
Wow, this is crazy. Isn't that what you rolled last time?
Is it?
Didn't you roll 35 in the last Wild Magic Surge? So roll D10.
Oh no.
It's so weird. That does happen twice.
Duck, Dobbs, duck.
Most odd. So previously, last Wild Magic Surge, you felt yourself getting older by 2 years. You actually go back by 5 years. You become younger by 5 years now. So you see that something
So
weird is happening to Dagwood here in front of your eyes, Dorian. He's like
So how old is he now? Because we had a canon age.
29.
29, I think.
Now he's 29.
He's 29 to start with, and then he's 31, obviously. And so now he's,
So now he's 26.
27. 26, that's right, math.
Math.
So if
Not
this keeps
bad.
happening, he might have to stop drinking.
Yeah, might have to.
It's hardly noticeable.
Your Tides of Chaos resets
Thank goodness.
as another Wild Magic Surge happens.
Oh,
You're
good.
you're filled with the ice cold sensation as this Wild Magic Surge happens, like being in frozen water.
Ooh. Dorian, thank you for your kind words there. That really helped me out.
Oh well. It turned out it was worth it since you were able to take out that third one. Strategic, you know.
Okay, so now it's time to attempt to salvage the hides.
Yeah. If you want to salvage these hides,
One of them is frozen solid. One of them has exploded.
I think that's a survival check to hunting game. You can give me a survival
Yeah.
check to see how successful you are salvaging these hides.
I mean, the one that just got smacked with an axe should be fine. $15.
Roll a d10.
Promising.
One of these hides is in very good condition. You managed to get a very clean skin of it, and that's worth 10 gold. This Auroch hide.
All right, I'll take it.
I would like to take the one apple. I'm not going to eat it because it's too cold. It's frozen. But
The apple's
I'll
like
save it
up
for
in a
later.
tall tree. It's dangling up in this tall tree here. How are you
Can
gonna
I-
get this apple down?
With your broken
Either like to-
legs.
Yeah, I can shoot a little arrow with my short bow at it, right? Or maybe chop at the tree to make it fall like in Zelda. Why not?
Yeah, I think you're gonna need a 15 or higher on an arrow to not obliterate this apple with your arrow.
Like I'm aiming for the branch, not the arrow. Or the apple itself.
Yeah. But if you don't get if you get a 10 or higher, you hit it. So you actually want to roll really low or really
What
high.
am I rolling? Just a d20.
Just an attack with your bow. Wait, why are you at
Okay.
full hit points again? What happened there? Took 7
That's
points of
fine.
damage. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna fix it. Gonna fix it.
He's cool with it. He's cool with
I
it.
think he used a short rest.
Oh,
Or is that 3?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you aim your bow up there. You hit it right at the stem. The apple falls down perfectly into your hand. You have a nice, red, juicy, delicious-looking apple.
Neat.
shine it.
Save
put
that
it in
for
your
later.
pocket.
Wait for it to
Yeah, it's a good apple.
to defrost.
Oh, this is ready to eat.
All right.
It's
so, there was
it's perfectly ripe.
a bit of confusion with all of the running around there. Is everyone okay? Did we lose anyone? I don't even know where Savannah got off to. There's a dog here now.
Those dogs.
I'm good.
Yeah, of course you are.
Carla got pretty hurt during that fight.
Yeah,
She did that
she took
one
a
point of
damage.
damage.
We might need to take a long rest for that.
No, splinter.
Okay, so
How long does that? How long does heroism last?
not it's concentration, but the
One-
maximum
1
is
minute, right?
yeah, up to 1 minute
Okay.
for
Okay.
now.
Well, so that falls off after the end of the fight, but yeah, kept Carla from taking really any major damage.
Yeah. It's like the
Me
spell
and
on its own
Carla-
is not quite as good as like bless, but at higher levels I can start casting it on multiple people at a time.
It
So
deals
that-
with your level nicely, whereas
Yeah,
Bless doesn't really.
Like 3 HP per round for one person is not much, but for all the melee fighters, it's like, all right, that's pretty good.
Once you level up, it does more HP because it's based off your class level or your spellcasting modifier too. So
Yeah, so once I get that bumped up a little bit.
when your proficiency goes up, I think, or
Whenever that happens.
that's just based off your stats. Yeah, based off your charisma. So it could get better without any extra cost,
Yeah.
whereas Bless is always just going to be that 1d4.
All right, I
Effect.
need to. Oh, it keeps track of how long I've been concentrating. That's lovely. All right, I'm ready to break concentration.
I think me and Carla took about equivalent damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, you guys are both getting in the mix. Pretty equally. Spade armor was doing great.
I guess the question is, do we need to spend a short rest? Get out of the snow for a bit and patch wounds for a bit for a spell.
I think the only person that's Glenn is kind of hurt,
I
and
guess it's just Glane. Really.
Dagwin's kind of hurt.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's from not far from his maximum, but there's not a lot to spare there.
Yeah. Well, all right, onward. What are we looking for? I mean, I know what item we're looking for, but where are we gonna find it?
It's in this building over here.
I'm thinking.
Not sure.
We should
where
look
it
around.
could be.
Hmm.
You guys enter into head engineer Tinkertilly's office, her building. You see it's been completely abandoned, but you do see sort of an office space in here with a chest and some old broken down furniture.
Is this what we're looking for?
Well, there's nothing here.
Let's
Search, please.
take a look inside. Wait a second. Spindle.
What?
All right, hang on now. Spindlestone. This was a gnomish settlement, right?
It was, yeah. You do know that this is New Spindlestone.
Let's be careful with this.
Probably not as good as Old Spindlestone.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Knowing the general propensity of gnomes towards over-engineering and contraptions, maybe we should be cautious checking this area.
Would you like to check this chest for traps? Is that what you're trying to say?
You know what? Maybe I'd like to search it for traps. I don't know if that's really my specialty, but I'll be happy to take a look.
Yeah, of course. Make a perception check.
Let's check this thing out here. Oh, nice. Oh.
Looks fine
Looks
to you?
okay.
You're just being paranoid, Dorian.
I guess I'm just being paranoid. I'll do the honors and swing it open.
You all die. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
This nothing. Just a
Everyone
regular
except
chest.
for
Just a
Carla.
regular chest. Yeah, it's not even locked. You just swing it open. Click it open. You see that inside this chest is two things. You see immediately the flute you're looking for, sort of this like pan flute, naturey looking flute, like wrapped with like twine and it's got like little leaves and things on it. But you see that is also sitting on a nice like velvety material robe as well. That's tucked into this chest here.
Quite nice, actually. I could, well...
Go ahead and make an Arcana check
Alright.
while you're looking at these things.
Is that robe in my size, perhaps?
17.
Well, immediately, yeah, you recognize just from the description that this is the flute of nature's call. This is just a flute, that it's magical in the sense that it doesn't summon the druid to you. It's just that the druid can hear it and will know that they're needed. It's not necessarily like a teleportation thing. The druid is still going to have to travel to meet you from wherever they might be. But you are distracted by that temporarily by these nice robes, appearing to have belonged to the head artificer Tinker Tilly. They're made with like just like smooth material, like that smooth, like sort of staticky like material that when you run your hands across it, like kind of develops a charge. These are the robes of Sharp Mind. These contain an electrical charge, which can send a jolt to the wearer to refocus their mind. When you fail a Constitution save to maintain concentration on a spell, you can use your reaction to succeed on that throw instead, and it regains that electrical charge at dawn daily.
Okay.
So these robes are good for a spellcaster. They're actually, I think I created them under the name Sharp Mind robes, not robes of Sharp Mind.
All right, so good for
So specifically-
maintaining concentration spells.
Yes.
I said that.
Yes.
So I should probably.
Yeah, had you selected. Sorry.
Uh,
So I don't know who would
words
be
as well.
interested in wearing these.
I was waiting for it to explode, honestly. Let's see. Well, I know Savannah also has Fairy Fire for concentration.
Dagwin.
And Entangle. Dagwin doesn't... Oh, Dagwin just has Dancing Lights for concentration.
Yes.
And how often are you going to be using that?
Not very.
Okay.
Well, sorcerers definitely have concentration spells, but I think Dagwin specifically, he's not
He
heavy
likes
on
the
those right
flashy
now.
instant effect. Mine is going to be Heroism and Fairy Fire, and that's about it. So I think either Savannah or I could make about as much use of it.
Yeah, I think that's accurate to say. And not to rule out Dagwin either, just not with what he's currently using. But I think that any spellcaster could definitely benefit
So it's kind of like this
equally from these robes.
like, green velvet material.
I don't know how I
Yeah.
feel about my clothes electrocuting me.
And I don't know about
And this
how
could
I
be worn.
feel
This
about-
could be worn. I guess
green.
it would be worn underneath your armor. They're a wondrous item. It's not an armor item, so I don't think this conflicts with wearing armor. You could wear this and wear your armor if you're wearing armor.
Well, if nothing else, it could help
Should
keep
be
out a bit
fine.
more cold.
Are we aware
They
of any
do seem kind of
scenario-
warm.
Of what?
Or are we aware of anyone else who's coming for this thing, or who might be looking for this thing if it's taken? This flute.
No?
Make an insight check. Clayne.
Okay. It's not good when you can't find your insight there. Okay.
Roll to find your insight check. 6.
Evan, you can't think of anybody who would care
There you go.
if you
Okay.
took this.
Because I have a pan flute, and I could just leave that here.
He's always
Oh,
a
you're
step
gonna,
ahead.
Do a little switcheroo.
Yeah, but I'll keep mine.
All right. Well, let's see here. I'll bring the Sharp Mind robes along. I won't equip
Yeah,
them
we don't
right
need to
now 'cause
decide
we're
right
in the
this
middle
moment
of the
who
cold.
needs them. But I mean, yeah, somebody could potentially take them and equip them right now.
So I am a little curious as to how the automaton is doing right now.
Digging a hole.
You see that it's digging a pretty big hole out here. Like it's got like a 5x5 hole that it's working on out in the middle of the road.
Wait, do I? Is it just?
That's probably
the,
big enough. We can turn it off for now.
What about it specifically? Are you looking for something specific, Dagwin?
I just I think it's probably best if it just stops digging for right now. I don't remember
I
if
think- Yeah.
I don't remember
I
who
think-
it was that commanded it in the first place.
I believe it was Carla actually made a check on this. If you want to give it
Yeah.
if you want to give it a command, make an Arcana check on this thing. DC 5 Arcana check to get it to stop what it's doing.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and try and get it to stop.
And if that works, you can just bash the hell out of it.
Yeah, there's like a little off switch. You like,
Ah.
you just turn it off. Earthbound
that-
boss.
That little diggy guy was actually kind of a little helpful.
This thing, you see that it seems to be a modified, like, animated armor, which is a type of construct that, a lot of wizards and things like to use these, usually it's like servants around their, like, manors and things, but somebody has modified it to just pretty much dig as its primary function, then put a shovel in its hand.
And
How heavy
Pogo.
is it?
It is... how heavy is the suit of animated armor? I bet that's
he wants
out
to
there
take
somewhere.
it with us. He wants it as a party
Oh
member.
my god! Anything that's not tied down, and half of what is.
No. I'm, absolutely. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
And just turn it on and order it to follow us home.
That's an idea.
Oh gosh, we're gonna wind up with like a sorcerer's apprentice situation where there's just like holes everywhere around the lodge.
No, we just needed this one big hole, and we just need to throw some sticks over it, and then throw some like fresh grass on it or something.
It's probably about 60 pounds.
Okay.
With the shovel, maybe like 70 pounds. Yeah, maybe 60, 70 pounds.
Well, I mean, I can't carry it myself, but if I could turn it back on and have it just follow after us.
Digging holes the whole way.
We could make him shovel the walkway at the inn and pay our tab.
Aha, yeah.
Come outside and there's a moat.
That could be fun.
Let's say that we're gonna make it another Arcana check. Let's call this one a DC 15. If you hit a 15 on an Arcana, this thing will follow you around. You see that it starts digging again. You try to get it to turn it back on again, it just starts digging again. When you go to try to tell it to follow you.
All right, my friend, you can dig your holes.
It doesn't seem to acknowledge that your permission.
I don't need your permission to dig.
Seems to be doing that. What is anybody else doing?
I've been digging long before you came along, and I'll be digging long after you're dead.
You see, this thing has been it's been programmed. So programming isn't really a concept, but for however mages get these things to do, it's been programmed to pretty much dig holes in this area around here and shovel snow. You're not sure that it can interpret super more complex commands like follow us and fight for us.
Dig holes in this enemy.
What's everybody else doing? Did anybody decide who gets the robes?
I'm carrying it for now. We haven't really picked who's going to end up wearing them. It's in my pack.
Okay. What about the flute? The flute of nature's call.
I should probably take
But
that.
then I'd have to take my clothes off.
Yeah.
Like my nice warm outerwear. And it's snowing.
It's true, it is.
Forever, yeah, that's how it goes.
You have to disrobe to wear a robe.
That's true. I have to put on
I'm
my
eating
robe
the
and
apple.
bard hat.
I don't know if eating this apple restores any health.
I feel like something is weird about that apple. Like one apple perfectly ripe. in the
Super
middle of
juicy.
winter.
Well, I ate it.
I mean,
So
well,
we're
you ate
consider there
yeah,
is-
I'm eating it.
I was gonna point out a druid involved here, so
He already ate it.
like that could have been the
It's a-
druid's life's work. Is getting that apple to grow out here. And now you're the chosen one. Way to go, Glane.
Yay.
I don't want
Part of the
Glane
group.
To be I don't want Glane to be the chosen one.
Too bad. He
You're
ate
late.
the apple of destiny.
You're late.
I don't know.
Blaine,
chosen
roll a
of what?
Constitution saving throw for
I
me.
knew it. I knew that was a weird apple.
Quick, do you want to wear my robes so that you can maintain concentration?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resist
Yeah, Constitution
destiny.
save.
See if you can
Yeah, the
resist
guy eating
destiny.
weird fruit has to do a Constitution save.
Where is it? It's up here at the top row.
Yeah.
I gotta see if this apple gives me diarrhea. Here we go.
Constitution, and then saving throw.
Dysentery.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Was it really on that one? That's
Yep.
so funny because I was just asking. I was just really kind of messing with you.
Well,
There's nothing wrong with this apple, but you do choke on the apple core as you're eating it, and you take 2 points
No.
of you take 2 points of
God.
damage. Yeah. You take 2 points of damage as you
Pat on the
off on
There you go.
the apple core.
Also, you have a really
Slap
annoying
him to the
piece of
ground.
apple peel stuck in between your back molars.
that's
that
the
you
worst.
Can't quite get out.
That is the worst.
That's giving you annoyance damage. Which
I'm
doesn't mean
literally-
anything, but
chewing the scenery.
All right.
Well, he dies eating an apple.
A fitting end to the legacy of Glane. Okay, can we get out of here? Is there anything else you guys are wanting to?
Is there anything
meander
else
around?
here I can eat? Hey, look, a bison.
I mean, if we could harvest some of the meat and take back to sell.
I think that's you already rolled for that to
Yeah.
harvest these guys.
We got what we could.
Does anybody want to use the flute to call the druid?
Sure.
Just right here, right now.
No, let's go back to the inn where it's warm and call her there.
Although I suppose maybe the druid is in this region. But yeah, we could be waiting a while.
Yes, let's take the magical pager back to the warm place.
It would be a little awkward if we just play it at the lodge and then we're just like sitting around like looking out the window every once in a while. And, is Druid here yet? Waiting for a delivery order.
Let's
Alright,
use the
let's
magical
go.
pager someplace warm.
Okay, somewhere where we can actually bear to wait for an extended period of time.
Yes.
Okay.
Effectively, what this is it's a pager.
And remind me, fill me in. In what way are we hoping to gain assistance from the druid? Advice for dealing with the Cyclops, information about the area, Uber druids.
Getting some insight into the area, maybe figuring out. Maybe she'll have some advice on how to deal with the Cyclops. I'm not strong enough in my magic yet to shape stone in such a way that would be useful to set a trap, but perhaps she sounds like she's been around a bit more. Maybe she's a bit more advanced in her studies than I. She might be able to help us rig up a something.
At the absolute least, I think we can hope for just learning the exact location of Prometheus's lair.
Day, roll me a nature check with advantage.
Nat 20. It is cold.
Nature advantage.
Mm.
12.
You know that something Dorian said rang a little bit true about traveling all the way back to the lodge and then contacting the druid is means hours and hours before this druid will be able to find you. It's okay to do that if you guys are feeling exposed or unsafe out here, but the time is of the essence in terms of when your people are ready to move out. You have to make the most of this day that you have left here, because then and the following day. It might not be wise to return to the lodge and try to end your day already, when you guys have just started your adventuring day.
Like that you said the word day 4 times today.
Day.
Listen, day.
But it's something that you guys can absolutely do.
Well,
I'm
If
not
we
saying
are
one is
going to,
wrong or right.
If Savannah has insight that the druid should be much significantly closer to this region, then we can just hole up in one of these buildings for a bit, or slice open one of the dead bisons.
I hear they're warmer on the inside.
okay, so she's probably not too far from here. Perhaps, that building there seems to still have a bit of a roof on it. Let's start a bit of a fire so we can warm up a bit and maybe have some auroch steaks and
Very
see
fresh.
if we can maybe meet her closer.
Okay. You guys gonna make a little fire?
Yeah. Strike up a little tune. Pass the time.
I think, yeah. Which you guys are so you're holding up in a building. What are we doing?
Well, I guess I'm playing the druid flute.
All right. Savannah playing the flute. Us holding up in whatever building looks warm enough to hold up in for a bit.
Build fire.
Maybe build a fire if it's particularly rough.
Watch the hole get dug.
Watch a hole. Dig a hole over here.
Sit here and watch the
All
whole.
right, now fill it back in. All right, now dig it again.
Just make sure it doesn't dig a hole is the only way we have to get out of this building.
Listen, we can make use of our hole digging friend to mine auroch hides. All we have to do is set up a little pit trap, and then just have them just kind of wander across it.
Passive
maybe
mob
put a-
farm.
You guys want to make a mob farm? You guys want to go auroch hunting while you wait for the druid? Do you want to find some more aurochs?
Can we find a zombie spawner? No, I think that's all we're gonna be doing. Is just kind of playing the flute and then passing the time while staying warm.
Sure. Okay, so let's
Perhaps hashing out the details for the rest of our.
let's say this, okay? Because the main deciding factor here is like how we want to make the best use of our time before it's time to leave as possible. So let's say somebody can make a performance check with this flute to see how quickly this druid can get here. How well you play the flute will determine how much time it's going to take.
Well, that might be me then.
Yeah, Dorian, I have a +0 in performance.
I've got a 4.
Dorian's got a +5 to
Oh,
play, for
5
pan
now?
flute.
Oh, because it's pan flute.
If you use your tool proficiency.
I got the tool proficiency.
Well, I do have
better.
that. I do have the Dex pan flute, which is a +5.
Oh, yours
Oh.
probably as good then.
All
Yeah,
right.
you can do it.
Go for it.
I've got +4 for flute.
Well, this is
Oh.
a pan flute. It's different.
Mm.
Yeah, I suck at rolling dice on this platform, apparently.
Why? Why is the dice so bad
It's all
for
in the
day?
wrist.
All these dice out. That's
Combine
fine.
the
Chokes on an
threes.
apple.
You play the flute. You play this sort of tune on it. You do feel that the flute is of a magical nature. So you know that something has happened, but you look around and nobody shows up immediately. Let's say that to stay warm here, let's do a group survival check.
do
If
it.
at least 3 of you guys pass, then we don't have to roll for the cold.
Yeah.
So it represents your efforts to stay warm and to find shelter here.
Dorian's
you
doing
wait.
great.
You're way down south for
great.
some
I
reason.
just forgot to move it in.
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, we're just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 20s, that's
Now I
pretty
get the
good.
20. Now I get the 20. Really?
This is when you need the 20. Yeah.
25. Heck you all.
I think we need one from Carla.
Yeah, she's working on it. Survival check. Ooh.
Nat 20s? That's
3
crazy. That's
We survived the
crazy.
heck out of this.
Very
Well, that is a
surprised.
good fire.
That's good. You guys stay night. You get in this building. You're so cozy and warm. You drape the robe of sharp mind over you. It's like such a warm robe. You find it very easy to concentrate in this building.
Yeah.
In a couple of hours, I suppose if there are those who wanted to take a short rest during this time, you could, because I think of this survival check being passed. If anybody wants to roll I think Glenn has a hit die
Yes,
that he
please.
could roll.
I will do that.
Okay, I've got Song of Rest. So,
You're back to max Dagwin.
if anyone needs it.
Hard only is missing 1 HP, so you might not want to burn a hit die just to regain 1 HP.
How do I roll the hit die?
Your hit die is a D8, but you can also do it underneath your hit points on your character sheet. There's like a red bar, and then there's like I think you can click to roll your hit die there.
There's just a little skull that says high death saves.
Hit like the cog wheel and then click roll, or just roll a D8 and I'll add your health for you manually.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Or you can hit like
Who's
short
cat?
rest, right?
Great.
No, wait. I've got Song of
What does
Rest.
the Song of Rest do?
Song of Rest means if you spend a hit die, you can roll an extra d6 for free because my song is so I'm singing the ballad of the spellcaster who wouldn't stay behind the meat shields. It's a very informative song
Oh, I love that one.
that I think we could all learn from.
I have no idea
was-
why all of your rolls are adding a +1. It almost makes me wonder if you have selected a +1 or
I
something.
bet he's got a +1 in the bottom right somewhere.
In your, yeah, so I was gonna say, in the bottom right of your dice tray, is there like a 1 in that box? The very, very bottom right?
Where it says all the different die sizes and roll.
Yeah.
No, it just says minus, 0, plus,
Oh.
advantage, disadvantage, roll, and a bunch of
Okay.
dice.
Well, either way, that's 1, and then that's 5 for 6 health, which brings you up to 12,
That's better.
which is fine. Yeah, not bad.
Song.
I'd almost be at perfect if I didn't eat that damn apple.
You sure did choose to eat that apple. Your actions have consequences.
Yeah, you can just eat an apple in D&D. That's absurd. I'm gonna punish you
Can't
for that.
just faff about.
I was just gonna make a joke, and then you rolled a nat 1, so I thought, it kind of was fitting to make you take some damage. That's how I felt about it, at least. After a couple hours of you guys rest, you hear hoofbeats, the sound of hooves outside on the street.
Zebras.
And when you go to look out, there is a
Torgan.
centaur woman outside, sort of wearing like leather straps and clothes and things. It looks like this might be the druid.
Well, Savannah, your druid has arrived.
Torgan arrives. Yeah, the druid's a centaur. You hear she says in a sort of a booming voice, "I am the druid of these mountains, Valmoira. Who summons me?"
So we wander out into the street. Hello.
Good intro. Good intro.
Yeah, I'm not at my
Greetings.
best.
Here, I
Good
got
answer.
charisma. I got charisma.
Go for
What do
it.
you call yourselves?
Wait, hang on. I gotta look it up. because it was really tough.
What
We are
about
the
spot?
League of Six.
Is that the name of the League of Six? Oh God. Yeah, sure. I mean, if
the
that's what it
Timber
really
Sworn.
is.
The Timber Sworn Six.
Yeah, sure.
Six.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
League of Timber Swords.
Great Valmoria. We are the Timber Sworn Six.
The 6 who were sworn to the timber. All six of you.
Six of us have assembled.
We have
1, 2, 3.
we have been summoned to this area to help slay a cyclops that has organized the local goblin clans into raiding some settlements in this area. We were hoping you might be able to aid us with at least information and perhaps some guidance, or maybe even join us in helping rid this land your territory of the Cyclops.
Hmm. You hunt the Cyclops, the one who calls himself Prometheus. I know of him. Since he entered these lands, things have been out of order. What would you have me do?
We have something of a plan to use some discount magic items to try and lure him into something of a trap. I don't think we could take a Cyclops in, direct combat, but perhaps using some traps and some trickery. I am also a druid, but I am not advanced enough in my studies to, shape the earth, to move stone, to mold stone. But perhaps you could help us set up a trap. Or I also thought perhaps we could use this robot, um, this construct.
Robot.
This is the
Robot.
weirdest interaction.
What is robot?
This construct that the gnomes left behind.
She says, she looks at you. I'm gonna need a persuasion check from somebody here to see how persuasive you are to get her on your side.
The robot stops digging long enough to wave.
Persuasion.
I mean,
That's not gonna be me.
+1.
that'll be me then. I am the face.
Do it. Be the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let the bard do the persuading.
yes,
She crosses her arms
Great Valmoria.
as you make your appeal.
We embark upon this this quest to rid your lands of the Cyclops Prometheus, and any aid you can provide in our quest would be appreciated. But if only you can give us its location, that we may seek it out to destroy it. Even this we would consider a great blessing from you. Persuasion. 6.
6.
She has her arms crossed and she looks over her shoulder at the aurochs and the robot digging. She says, "Was it you who slew these beasts?"
I definitely didn't yell at one until it exploded.
This one looks like it was shouted at.
Very loudly and aggressively.
I might still have an auroch hide draped around my shoulders.
Yeah, there's
For
no
thy skin.
there's no deceiving her on that. In
So I haven't
seeking to
technically
contact
told it
you,
yet.
we found ourselves amidst a great herd of these powerful beasts, and unfortunately had to defend ourselves lest our poor sorcerer friend be completely gored again.
You see that she sort of raises her hand, looking over at the beasts, and the snow and the earth begin to move and ripple like water, and these beasts are drawn into it as she performs a sort of burial here for these creatures, sinking their bodies into the earth.
Glad you didn't bring it back to finish the job on poor Dagwin.
And she says, "I understand. The needs of living beings are a part of the natural order, just as the wolf hunts the fox. You two have hunted these beasts, not the beats. You guys didn't touch my beets or my apple, did you? No. These beasts.
Her apple.
She says, I sense that you have a great purpose in these lands, but I don't always trust. It's difficult for me to trust outsiders. She says, you're going to need to do something for me before I help you.
It's like
You must slay the mighty apple from the...
She says, but I think you'll be eager to do this task. She says Prometheus, about a fortnight ago, entered into these lands. Fortnite. She says ever since then, things have taken a turn for the worse. She says you've noticed these extreme conditions, these weather conditions, haven't you?
Yes.
She says, well, to the some ways north of here, in some ruins not dissimilar to this, originally built by the elves. Prometheus brought a host of goblins about 2 weeks ago, and they took something from these ruins. And ever since then, the weather has become destabilized. This land is full of powerful primordial elemental energies, and they are out of sorts. She says, I want you to travel to the Caldoris ruins and investigate what was taken for me. This will help us both, because Prometheus is involved in this.
How far did
She
you
says
say? About a
you
day's
investigate
travel?
these ruins? She says some ways north of here.
Okay.
She says you can get there today.
Okay. Okay.
He took his goblins, he looted these ruins, and I believe some artifacts were stolen, something important. But she says that the ruins are too narrow for certain creatures to get inside.
With unique silhouettes.
She says, you do this, and play the flute again, and I will find you,
Looking silently
and
for
I will
nods
help you
from the
with
team
this
of agreement.
with this plan of yours.
Nod, nod. Yes,
No, no,
yes.
no.
Vigorous nodding.
It shall be done, Valmora.
Shrug.
Anybody who wants to make an insight check
Okay.
on Valmora here.
I'm supposed to be good at
Wait,
these.
guys, did you know she has 4 legs?
Wait a second.
I got a 20. 15 plus 5. Yay.
Right, Carla? Right? You see it? I thought she was riding a horse.
You're just 2.
I thought she was riding the horse.
Second apple. Oh wait, no, you're right.
And for the people who rolled high, probably Savannah and Dagwin. Something about she's very vague when she says she'll help you. She didn't promise to tell you where Prometheus was. You noticed. She just said she'll help you with your task.
Yeah.
I think maybe
But
that's
still, any
it's
help
our
is better than
lead.
no help.
It's our only lead.
Yeah, so I don't know if you call her out on that at all or anything, but you just pick up that maybe she's being intentionally vague about what sort of help she'll provide, and that stands out to you.
Who's feeling lucky enough to challenge the Centaur Druid?
Nope.
No, I'm good.
She's made her intimidation check.
Glenn steps up.
Mm-hmm.
Separate from this, in your travels through this world, I pull out one of my signs. You haven't seen this cat
She
around
bends
here.
down, like way down. She's just like 8 feet tall. She like leans over to look at your little piece of paper, your little
A
sketch.
little crayon drawing of a cat. Have you
She'll
seen
make,
me?
she'll make a history check here.
The
All
history
these
of Gary, the cat.
some kind of check. All my NPC stat blocks, they change them all so that their skills are like not showing. It's very annoying.
You haven't sucked this into a hole in the earth, have you?
Coming for you, Gary.
She looks
like,
at
produces
your
him.
portrait. She says, I have not seen this creature. I'm sorry, but I will
I
keep
have
an eye out.
now. Thank you.
I have not seen. Be glorious. It looks
Thank you.
glorious.
We have eyes everywhere. I step away.
All right. Well, troop. goof troop.
Yeah, if you guys are ready to head out to the Caldoris ruins, she like reaches into her robe and she like releases like a like a just a flock of like doves come flying out, and she says, "Follow my beasts. They'll lead you to the ruins." And the doves like fly off into the horizon. You can see like the direction they fly in.
Birds for all.
Just a bunch of birds. Yeah, she just summons a bunch of birds.
Cool. Let's go.
Birds from Al. All right.
Savannah tucks her mittens under the cuff of her armor so that the orange fur on her mitten lining doesn't show.
Yeah, let's not broach that subject. All right.
It's Fox, I promise.
All right, great. The ruins of Caldoris.
To the ruins.
From the ruins
This
to
place
the
is
ruins.
lousy with ruins.
I love a place that's just chock full of ruins. I mean, I
doesn't?
do. Dorian doesn't.
You head out across these snow-blasted plains. The herds of aurochs seem to scatter before you, and the way is open. Where previously there was a lot of aurochs herding around in this area. And you travel for a little bit. On the way, I need everybody to make a Constitution save with advantage, because you're all wearing the cold weather gear.
Well, So, she seemed nice.
Dice on top of my thing.
All 4 of her legs did.
Oh my gosh, she had 4 legs.
And Carla, I think.
Gosh.
Okay, so, Dagwin and Savannah both fail. You guys take a level of exhaustion. What that means, the first level of exhaustion means disadvantage on ability checks, like your skills. I think there's a place to mark that in your character sheet.
Yeah, it's right above initiative.
Well, there you go. You have 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay, we're
Just
heading
double
on.
check.
Oh, okay.
Disadvantage on ability checks, that's right.
I didn't even notice it was there, but yeah.
So it doesn't affect attack rolls. Mostly affects your skills. But you guys travel following, seeming to have sort of a nature's blessing on the way, until you approach these. These ruins are actually quite a bit different than the ones that you just traveled from. You get to sort of this mountainside, and there is this sort of kind of very like Mines of Moria type entrance, like on the side of a mountainside. There's no like lake or moss or anything outside, but just like a doorway built into the side of a mountain. And there's some like stone pathways that lead up to it, so it's not completely hidden. But you guys approach the entrance of what appears to be this ruin that goes into this mountain. You guys stop outside the door.
Is it already open or is it shut?
It appears to have been opened already. Yeah, big, kind of carved, elven, like carvings in the door. But it's already been like wedged open, and is ajar. And then there's sort of a short hallway until you can see that it opens up into a larger chamber.
Oh, good, because I didn't remember the elven word for friendship.
Yeah, that saves us that time.
It's Milan.
Melon!
Everyone knows that. Come on.
Melon! Do the doors have any inscriptions of any note?
Make a investigation or even maybe a history check.
All right. History. I'm terrible at history.
You're not familiar. Yeah, you're not familiar with these markings.
Dialect.
Does the
Yeah,
door
it's a
appear to have
very
been
old dialect.
forced open?
You
or
do
is-
speak
is it-
Elvish, though, right?
I do.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's
I
yeah, it's a
speak
very
about
very
half of
old,
Elvish.
ancient Elven, like Sylvan dialect or something. not like modern day Elvish.
Yeah. This has been here a while, I can tell you that much.
Dagwin takes a look and shrugs. It's all Elvish to me.
That's what they say. That's the saying. Yeah. So, do you guys enter the Caldoris ruins? We can go to the next map if
I think we got time to
we're
start
gonna
it.
enter. Yeah, let's get it started.
Did the door appear
you
to be forced
guys-
open or broken, or was it just opened and left open?
Make an investigation check, or that could even be a survival check. Maybe if you're looking for like tracks and things. I guess it depends on what specifically you're looking for. If you're just looking at the
+1.
stonework,
Either.
good
Oh no,
point. We know
investigation
something
is -1.
stolen.
history,
Survival is +1. I'll do survival.
roll survival. Yeah.
It hovered on one. For a bit.
People have definitely been through here before. You see several footprints. Something very big forced this door open, but it looks like a lot of goblins went inside. You see like paw prints from possibly some wolves. You see like sleds, and you see some just footprints of goblins. For sure, goblins have been here, like Valmora said.
Glane, how
point that out.
recently? Like, nothing recent, right?
About a fortnight ago.
Okay. Like we don't think these tracks are fresh. Like I know,
No,
I know,
I think
I
on a
know
20.
it's been...
I think on a 20. No, they don't look fresh.
Okay. I know that the original looting was a couple weeks back, but just making sure we haven't had any recent visitors that we can tell.
I don't think we're
Right.
walking into an ambush.
Yeah, that's my.
No,
that's
you can make a perception check, Savannah. I guess with disadvantage because you're exhausted.
I don't even know where I am. 30.
Same.
Perception. Disadvantage.
Yep.
Hey, that's
That's
pretty
still really good.
for disadvantage.
You're like irritated because of the cold, but it's kind of making you more alert. If anything, like you don't hear anybody inside. Yeah, you think that there's nobody in here right now. It's dead quiet. There's there's like a wind, the sound of like wind whipping through a long hallway, like as in the doorway, but just like a whistle, almost.
She's like, there's nobody inside. I can't hear anything. I'm cold. Let's get into shelter for whatever it's worth.
Onward
Let's
and
go to the
onward.
next map. Can everybody see? Did I set up the vision correctly? Everybody can see the room that you're in, right?
Yes, and just the,
Yeah.
Okay.
well, and some
Good.
grid off to the side.
That's fine.
That
Yeah,
sounds-
there's nothing out there.
The Zelda 1 dungeon music starts playing.
Look at these pillars.
Welcome to the first dungeon.
Doo-doo-doo.
The first dungeon in Dungeon and Dragon.
We made
Is
it.
there a dragon in the dungeon?
Is
I
the
don't know,
dungeon a
maybe.
dragon?
You,
Is there an ampersand?
after walking down a hallway, a couple dozen yards down a hallway, it sort of opens up into this large chamber here. You see that the chamber is like 40, 50 feet tall, but it has like lines of pillars going down it. These sort of rows and columns of pillars, and then centrally in front of you is sort of an open area that leads up to a door on the end. You do see some writing and things over by this door that you could possibly examine. But other than that, yeah, you see some signs of activity here. You see like Glane, I think you still see that same signs of goblins, but notably you see some like goblin corpses in here. And it's like some supplies they brought with them and things that there doesn't seem to be much of value, but you just see the signs of like traffic. They could tell they brought sleds in here, maybe they were carrying loot in and out. But some of them were notably, I think on that 20, yeah, you see bodies. Maybe not just right here where we see on the map, but like maybe like, oh, there's a body over here, and there's like one over here.
Can I tell
something
if they
something
were?
has killed some goblins in
Quite
here.
an operation.
Can I tell if they were killed by like animals or weapons?
Sure, we'll call that a medicine check. That's like a forensic analysis.
I got this.
They were killed by the cold.
Ah.
You notice here. These things, they were killed, by freezing cold. Yeah.
The best.
Something elemental. Something definitely elemental killed these
They froze to death.
Inside
Let's
as well.
let's be quick so we don't meet the same fate. She tugs the Korok hide closer around her.
Korok. Hide.
Korok.
Yeah, haha.
Oh, no!
Anybody else want to have any questions or anything they want to examine in this room?
So
On the
this-
other side of the room here, you see some sort of writing and like a panel on the wall of some kind.
I
okay.
can read Elvish. And
These,
ancient Elvish isn't that different from Druidic, so maybe I can take a shot at
Are these big
interpreting it.
chunks of ice that we're seeing in the room?
Yes. Yeah. You see some like icy rock. That. Go ahead and make it. Let's make a check for that. Go ahead and make a perception check. You just seem like it's not necessarily ice, but it is like frozen rock, like big chunks of rock,
Big chunks rock.
big chungus of rocks. Yeah, you do see like shards of rock that maybe have like fallen from the ceiling or from the walls. This place has it's like built into a mountainside, so it does have like a big antechamber, but like above you is like rocks and things.
I'll point that out
Another
just as a
ceiling?
precaution. Just keep an eye on that, guys.
Yeah, you're not sure exactly where they came from. Maybe if they fell, maybe they were drug in here. You're not 100%
Mm-mm.
what's going on with that.
Well, it's probably dark as well.
Yeah, I mean, I did turn on global lighting, but it's definitely there is no natural light in here, so I don't know if you guys have torches or anything. But yeah, it's probably pretty dark in here. You definitely can't make out the writing from over here. You're gonna have to get closer to the door.
I have dark vision 60 feet. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I've got low light, but I'll need to get a torch going.
I have dancing lights.
Well, I don't know if that's. Well, hang on.
It does
yeah,
make some light,
that
right?
does do the trick. And
Yeah.
that's
I'll go ahead and light up the area so we can see in here.
now it looks like that is up to a minute, but I assume you can just re-up it every once in a while.
And
Since
it's,
it's a
Each light
cantrip.
sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Oh, that's not great.
It's not a big lot of light, yeah. But yeah, it definitely lights it up a little bit in here.
Enough that I can get an actual torch going for the handful of us that have regular eyes. Yeah, Savannah and Carla are good on dark vision, but the rest of us will probably want a torch. So I'll get that going.
Yeah. Okay,
Since
I want to turn
can
on
operate
the
mostly
torch
on
for you.
magic anyway.
I mean, I can turn off the global lighting and so you can see what it actually
Yeah,
looks like in
sure.
here for people with vision. So I turned on a torch for you, Dorian, so you can see it's dimly lit to about here, or sorry, brightly lit. I think it's like 20 yards or something, and then dimly lit, maybe a little further. So you're getting some grayscale out to here.
Oh,
but
yeah,
Savannah,
I
you
see.
can probably see most of this room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have dark vision because you're an elf? You might actually have dark vision.
I think as a half elf, I'm just low light. Let me double check, but. Oh wait, no.
I think
Yeah,
Savannah,
actual-
Carla, and
actual
Dorian all have
vision.
dark vision.
Okay.
So it's just Dagwin and Glane who can't see in the dark.
Well, I'll still manage the torch for them at least.
But with the torch, you're lighting up pretty much the whole room.
Yeah, here we
now
go.
that you've moved in a little bit.
All right.
Okay, great.
Well, let's cautiously approach.
You approach. Nothing seems to happen or trigger or anything as you approach. You see that there's some elven writing above this door here.
Look here.
That reads, roughly translates to the Trial of Insight. You see sort of a panel on the wall here. The best way I could actually describe it is probably like the panel you would see in an elevator almost. It has like several buttons on it arranged in a grid. It's like a 4x5 grid of buttons. Here. Similar to the 4x5 grid of pillars that are in this room.
Oh.
And above these is like one button above all of them. And there's some writing here as well. Savannah gets to work translating this. I think Dorian probably could help translate it. It's definitely an old Elvish, but it says.
We're arguing about
Actually-
conjugation.
I will actually. I'll read it out loud, but I'm also going to copy and paste it so you guys can look at it. So let me just grab that. I'll put it in the chat here. Look closely here when guardians appear. 7 are their number. Choose with care. 3 failures to spare, but little time to wonder. 5 minutes to choose, then you shall lose. A most regretful blunder. You must find 1 trait in kind, else winter will claim its slumber.
Ah!
Okay, so it's like some kind of trial for proving warriors or some such, and there's a there's successive levels. Like, okay, so we have to beat up some things. We ought to be able to handle that.
Yeah, looks like there's some sort of directions there, and maybe the meaning of this riddle is not 100% clear, but you do see like there's a big button that looks like it will activate something, and then things might become more clear.
All right, hit the start button. Pull out your weapons, everybody. Let's go.
You must find 1 trait in kind.
Well, it said trial of insight.
Yeah, so find the one thing in common, perhaps?
Yeah, that's.
Are you hitting the button? Okay, you're gonna hit the button.
Dagwood.
I'm gonna reveal something
Get somewhere
visually
safe.
on the map, and then I'll describe it, but I'm not gonna spend a ton of time before I start the 5-minute timer because you guys have 5 minutes. Okay,
All
so
right.
I'm gonna show it. I'll give a quick description of what you're seeing, and then I'm gonna start the timer. So you press the button, and you see that these pillars, they sort of like the frame, the outsides of them, sort of rise up towards the ceiling, revealing what looks like see-through glass. And inside of each of these pillars is revealed to be a snowman.
Ah.
And all the snowmen have different parts to them: eyes, nose, buttons, arms. And you see up on the wall, sort of like a digital clock almost appears, like, and a 5-minute timer starts ticking down.
Guardians have
And you see the panel lights up. You guys are on the clock. There's a 4x5 panel that corresponds. Each button corresponds to one of these pillars.
All right. Well, I do see that in the on the left column, each of them has a left arm. Our left.
I can see that they all have a bottom, a middle, and a top.
That's a great point. That is something that they all have in common.
Mm-hmm.
The far right column, they each have a right eye. That's the only thing they have in common.
The second column from the left all has carrot noses.
And the third column, they each have a right eye as well. Now, I wonder...
Dorian, if you could bring your torch just
7
a little
are their
further to
number.
the south.
Oh, yes, of course.
4 minutes.
7 are their number. That's
4 minutes left.
3 failures to spare. So, I wonder
We
if
can
also
get
the
it wrong 3
rows
times.
matter in some way.
Do we want to test one and see if we can get some more information by pressing a button?
3 failures to spare. All right, so
3.5 minutes.
1 trait in kind.
I feel pretty good about the theory of the columns.
Yeah, it seems like we're gonna need to press 1 button, but let's go for it. If you've got an idea, we have 3 failures to spare.
Carrot, second column. I push a button.
Sorry, I'm gonna pause the timer really quickly. Which one are you pressing? You said carrot, second column. That's all of them. Which
Second-
button? Which
Yes.
specifically?
There's 20 buttons. Which one button do you press? Oh, they also all have a left eye.
Yeah, those. Okay. Those. I don't want to spend too much time with the timer pause, but I just want to be clear. Which button out of these 20 are you pressing? I don't want to be totally unfair.
Let's do the one in the top.
This one right here.
Yes.
You hit a button, and it is incorrect. There's like a big red Family Feud X comes up.
Curse you, Lucky McCoy.
That's one of your. One of them is incorrect. I'll leave it here, just so you can look at it for reference. That is not one of them.
He hit the one in the to the right of the top left. It's got a skull now on it. One in kind. One trait in kind across. I would say one of these snowmen has something in common with everything in its row and with everything in its column. And that's what we need to find. That's my guess. For instance,
There's
that may not
one-
be true, but this one has a carrot, and so does everything in that
Yeah.
row and everything in that column, as a for instance.
I can.
That did not come out how I wanted it to. I was trying to write an X.
I would expect for there to
Oh.
be 7 of them with one thing in common.
7. I think there are 7 things, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, maybe not.
I am in favor of trying the one
This one right
corner
here.
to Dorian. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, we'll push that button.
You hit the button. Ding 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 ding. That is one of them.
That's
this
one
one
of
right
them. Okay. 7 are their number. All right.
Could
So
the
there-
two of you please move your cursors so I
Oh.
can examine the one that...
Everyone move out of the way. Let me look at these snowmen. Let's see here.
1 minute 10 seconds left.
Yeesh.
I'm gonna
The
give you a little bit of extra time, I think, just because communication takes time.
this one over here has an eye and a right eye, and so do all the ones above it and beside it.
So let's try this one.
Which one?
Um,
let's see.
That,
I see.
yep, that's one of them. Ding 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 ding.
Nice, because
That's
it has
correct.
it has a right eye. Everything in its row has a right eye. Everything in its column has a right eye. That seems to be the pattern we're looking for.
Sorry,
Okay.
that was this one. Yeah, this was correct.
So
here.
let's
this one too, probably.
see.
Is that the one you're hitting?
So it seems like it has to be the same trait.
Not that one. That one's incorrect. You have 2 misses. 2 correct.
I don't see
They
how
all
that
have
one.
noses.
No, but they don't have
then-
the same trait in common with the row and the column.
They all have the right eye.
Not in that row. Not in that bottom row. They don't.
They all have the same. They all have carrots.
Well, yeah, but that you said right eye. Which is it? It's got to be the
Okay, I
same
see
trait.
I see.
Yeah. I think.
How about this one over here? Because it has a right eye. The entire row has right eyes. The entire column has right eyes.
I've got another one ready.
This
I
one
will
right
push
here.
this
That is one of them. Time is up, but I'm gonna let you guys get a couple more guesses in.
All right, we got
This one is one of them.
we
You
got
start
this
going
one.
smashing these buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we'll get it quite fast enough.
One
I
final
can't even
guess.
tell how many
this is
we
one final
have.
guess because time is already up. You have just to review, and I'll give you one final guess. You've guessed this one, which is incorrect. Just like, I wish there was a better way for me to show that. You've guessed this one, which is correct. This one is correct. This one is correct, and this one is correct. This one is not correct.
Okay. I know that we've gotten all of the carrot ones, and as far as my check has gone, there's no button-based ones at all.
This is
So
right.
the only thing left there could be is
Right.
left arm, left eye, right eye. And even that seems... I think it's probably just going to be eyes left. That's tough to tell. So the trick... Well, I'll explain my reasoning after we fail. Because I don't have any guess here.
Who hasn't got a chance to guess one? you want to guess on Hovercat?
Hovercat says
Here's what we'll do. I don't think did Glenn guess one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Let's give Hovercat a guess. No pressure. I mean, time's already up. This is the last guess. It's almost the end of the session.
So
If
no
you get it
pressure or
wrong,
anything.
it's okay.
But I think we might die.
No.
It's the end of the episode, so it's fine.
Uh-huh.
The end of the campaign. Snowman. Death by snowman.
Snowmen fall, everyone dies.
My favorite way to go.
No, I don't have
Man,
any
you know what? I really
of
should have put on some like timer music. I think there's even a thing I have in my little thing that's like,
Oh, you had
oh, I have a 5-minute countdown
Oh,
timer
you
track.
had it.
Ah,
Well, it's too late now.
Next time.
What's your guess, Hovercat?
I think you can just pick one at random and just
Okay.
cross
Yeah,
it
just pick
together.
one. It's okay. This is like time's already up, so I'm just giving you a chance to get to participate.
With that one.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, sure.
That one's correct.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
She just kind of leans against it.
Yeah, that one's.
But
Waiting
you
for us to
see,
solve
as
the puzzle.
the time runs out,
That's correct.
you see that you've only guessed 5 out of the 7 correct. You see that the glass panels are lifted, and kind of the snow falls away, and the 2 that you missed were this one and this one here. The correct ones all had 1 eye. Just 1 eye.
Oh, the number of eyes, not left and right, matters.
Nope,
Okay,
just 1
so
eye. Yep.
Rows and columns didn't even matter.
Nope.
Interesting.
There's just the ones that had 1 eye, like a Cyclops does.
That is crazy.
Oh my God.
That we found an incorrect pattern that matched for 5 of them.
But because you actually didn't get it right, I will go ahead and clean up the map a little bit. 2 of these things actually come to life and are going to attack you guys.
Next time.
But we'll probably start with that next time. Yeah. I made them all out of Minecraft. They're all Minecraft, you guys. I don't know if you noticed that. They're snowballs. They're sticks.
They're coal.
They are
they're
coal
carrot.
and the carrot. I just used all
Beautiful.
Minecraft
You
stuff.
can't even
to
tell
make
unless you
those.
zoom in.
When I made this, we were playing a lot of Minecraft, so
Oh, gosh.
it really paid off.
I do love me some Minecraft.
So I'll just get rid of all the other ones just to clean up the map. 2 ice creatures made of ice sort of are hidden underneath these snowmen, and they leap to attack your party,
Dagon will love that.
which we will deal with next time. But only 2 of them, which could have been up to 7 of them if you
That's
know.
true.
If you
That's
failed.
true.
So you got most of them. I think that's pretty
It was a
good.
good-
Sorry, this
a nice
countdown is like
lucky
way
hit.
loud.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was actually set up to very high volume.
I can't hear it, so.
Oh, I've
Oh,
got
I
it
turned it down.
cranked up.
I turned it down.
Well,
I set it low on default, so it doesn't bother anybody.
another.
I guess that's it. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit
another fun
early,
session.
but yeah, I think that's a good stopping point. So
Oh, I'm glad with early.
Yeah. That
yeah,
works out
well, you guys
nice.
said we're in our first dungeon, our first actual dungeon. Who knows what the rest of this dungeon
dragon,
what awaits?
And
And
I hope we
percent.
don't have to fight any ands.
Maybe.
the ampersand golem. Well, all right. Well, that was fantastic, Al. Thank you again for a wonderful session. Anyone have any parting words?
Fare thee
Same as
well,
my
don't
opening
get
words.
sick.
No. Yeah, don't get sick. Stop
Get
on.
sick.
Happy birthday, Dupu.
Happy birthday, Dupu.
Happy birthday,
Thanks.
Dupu.
Mari Hour.
What do you guys think of your first real puzzle?
Yeah.
That's what you do in Dungeons and Dragons.
It
You
is,
gotta
it
do a
is.
puzzle.
You gotta. You gotta.
You do puzzles and you stab people.
It's all the fun stuff. Well,
All right, guess that's it. Yeah, that's all there is to
all
say.
right, everybody, thank you
Thank
for
you guys
coming
for
in
playing.
and join Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody viewing, tune in next time. Next Dungeons and Dragons session will likely be 1 week from today.
for more of this.
And
Likely.
tune in tomorrow on this stream for lots of programming stuff. If you're into that.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.